Hello people and welcome back to another episode of Clubhouse with me, Ben.
And me, Josh.
In today's episode, we'll be talking about our progress since we started this journey. We'll also be talking about managing stress and not becoming overwhelmed.
And stay tuned because we're getting deep in the second half. We talk about Graham Hancock. We talk about the classics, Do Aliens Exist? We also talk about technological advances in society, whether that's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing.
We also touch on other people's perception of you and how we both feel about approaching our 30s. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. We'll be releasing a brand new episode every single week.
So with that being said, let's go. You've been doing your own stuff, so have you seen progression in your editing skills? I know that's something
Yeah,
you wanted.
100%. Did you watch the latest
I
one?
watched it last night, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because now obviously I follow you, subscribe.
You get a notification.
Yeah, well, when I go to the homepage, you're there. So we're
up.
in bed, obviously, there's a big screen and that. And then I was like, oh, look, there's Ben. So we watched it.
Yeah, it was different style. It was more like, it's the type of stuff I would watch, like educational, but it was like a talking head video and then overlay like images, B-roll and that. It was good. It took a lot longer to make than like the vlog style.
Did it?
Yeah, a lot longer because you've got to do your script. So I was speaking for like 20 minutes and then I condensed that into 6 minutes when you cut out all the takes and get the good parts. Then I had to find like all of the B-roll, the images, lay it over, get the timing right. But it's definitely miles better than the one I did last week.
When you first started?
Yeah, just even the one I did last week, the morning routine one.
It really is a sort of trial and error thing, right?
Yeah.
You only gain experience in that sort of field, I think, from like learning from your mistakes. You have to make errors and then you're like, oh, right, I'm not doing that next time.
100%. Like now it's like, it's so clear why they say you have to make 100 videos. Even within like 3 videos, the improvement in not so much the like what the content is, but just the editing alone. From like never using Final Cut like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. No, a bit longer than that actually because we were doing the pod, but to actually edit videos, the pod's just putting the video in and then adding the intro. But yeah, it's been crazy. 3-4 weeks.
3-4 weeks.
Honestly, mate, YouTube. There's so many videos on how to do
the
things.
tutorials, yeah, infinite.
How to save your files, how to organize your files, like how to just do certain aspects or like full like 3 hour. This is how you use Final Cut. So I've just been rinsing those really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you start getting like an editorial brain as well, when you go forward watching videos on YouTube, you notice things like
you look at it differently.
And it's so clear. Like I remember when I was doing a couple of videos back a few years ago, and I'm like a Luddite when it comes to technology, man. I don't know what I'm doing. So I didn't really know about cutting.
Yeah.
And then I'd watch videos, and then when I knew about cutting, I was like, that's not even one sentence. That's 4 different... He's cut there. So he's obviously wrote a script, read a little bit of it, thought that's good or that's not good, whatever, reread it again, and then to like finish off the sentence. Because when you're speaking for 10 minutes, so clearly, so profoundly, you're articulating yourself very well. You think, how does he remember all that? You realise he doesn't. So when you see that tiny little...
Do you know what? That was like the huge relief of making my last video. I was like, all the videos I tried to make prior to that, I tried to do the sections in one take. Yeah. So I was been writing a script word for word, what I wanted to say, and then trying to remember it, yeah? And to record was taking me like 2 hours, 3 hours, yeah? And then I watched a video where they were doing that. They were cutting. They were just like, just cut out the good bit, cut out the pauses. And I was like, holy shit, I just need to read the sentence on the screen, say that sentence.
Yes.
And then I can cut the next sentence
you can cut you waiting to say the next one, yeah.
There's a few little bits where I got caught out where it's like, I think you said as well, where your hand isn't back where you started or you're turning into the shot. But I got away with it yesterday. But I think like as long as you start in the same position and pause for like a second before you stop and start, you can usually cut them together. But yeah, it was...
It's funny is because the simplicity in that tiny little rule, changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. I was like you, man. I was writing like page-long scripts and trying to memorize them, which is,
brutal.
Depletion in energy, taking me for ages. oh great, say I've got 300 words I want to read in a row, and then I mess up on word 200. That's
and you're less comfortable because you're nervous about slipping up and then having to start again. Whereas I knew I could remember a sentence, so I was like, I could say that sentence. I knew I wasn't going to mess up on that sentence, and then so I wasn't worried about fucking up or being nervous because it was just like, it's just this, you got to say one sentence rather than remember a whole spiel. So
yeah,
that's good.
There's a guy called his name's Mateus or something. He's a guitar player, right?
Yeah.
And he like found fame through Instagram, uploading solos and that. He's like probably one of the most like notorious, like well known out of everyone that's kind of done it. He wrote a big Instagram page saying, I'm coming off Instagram. But what I'm getting to is that he's like, the recording of these videos has completely taken away from like my enjoyment of music, because you see me do a solo and you think I'm an amazing guitarist, right? But I've spent all day doing that solo. I missed a note. So I'm re-recording it and I'm re-recording it and I'm re-recording it, all for these 20-second videos. And he's like, that's not the reason I became a musician and stuff like that. Yeah. So my point being is just that, he clearly didn't like it in the end. He didn't like the monotony of.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, you know.
Well, I was listening to a pod today about editing, and I'm even finding it. I'm editing my videos to keep people for retention. So like I'm cutting, like in the one yesterday, I was every like few seconds, I think it was like every 7 or 10 seconds, I tried to have something change, an image overlay, a different shot, a different thing. The podcast I was listening to today, they were like, that has become the worst thing for editing your videos, because you're trying to make good content, but what makes good content is keeps people's attention. It's like he's saying, like storytelling and that is getting left out now, and it's just animation, text overlay. So true. And like it was like, even when I did the video yesterday, I'll show you it in Final Cut, and you can see how much I had to overlay, and I was like, shit. It's like not the dark side of it, but it's like, you're editing purely to keep people's attention. I guess you've got to do it. That's what YouTube is, isn't it? And like, that's the algorithm. But it
is the algorithm, and you're led to believe that that's the only way to make it. But like, remember you pointed that guy out to me. He's got like the most rubbishest background ever, and he's just speaking
more
to
plates,
the camera.
more dates.
It could be him. I don't know his name. I was watching a Joe Rogan clip, and they were talking about one of his videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, when you showed me him, I didn't realise he'd garnered like that amount of popularity for Joe Rogan to be speaking about him. But then I thought, but that goes against everything we're saying about editing, about you needing to do this and that. No, what I mean is, obviously it is a necessity, but it's not the only necessity. And sometimes I think personality.
I was going to say that. I think you can go two ways.
Yeah.
And if you like, depending on the type of content you want to make, like his is super educational and it's really high level. Like the research he does on like all sorts, gym workouts, nutrition, peptides, like, and it's like a 15, 20-minute video where he's read all the research. So like the people that are watching that, they just want the information. Whereas if you're making like Mr. Beast videos where it's more just like, I don't know, it's a different type of content, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I was watching a kid.
Personality is a hard one.
Personality is a hard one. Because how...
Is it something you're born with, or can you work on it?
Yeah, well, you're doing it for like the ultimate goal that people are going to pay attention to you, regardless of how many people that is. So I think there's always an element of, I got to act a certain way.
It's like a character.
It's a character. And then acting in that certain way prevents you from really being yourself. And that's when I guess there's just that little niggle, you don't feel all right, because how great would it be if you truly,
were just yourself.
Like imagine if I just had my own YouTube and I just like made jokes, I just said funny shit and I was like rude about people, or like took the piss out of people like I would in my day-to-day. Like, no, I'm rude to people, but that like I find everything funny in that. But I don't think I could ever be like that. But maybe there is.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, because just people be like,
it's hard. Like that's why I think it's finding not your style, but it's like, even with me, like the vlog, I thought I'd start with the vlog because I don't want to sit down and do like, I thought the vlog would be that. It would just be me filming my life or my journey to become a content creator. But then even that became like forced and a character, because it's so unnatural to film yourself throughout the day. So it's like, what would your natural style be? It would, if it's just you sitting talking into the camera for however long, is that something that you would even watch? You know, if there's not like, the more plates, more dates guy, that's just him talking to the camera, but it's like, it's educational. You're going there to learn about something. But if it was me, just
that's because he's that knowledgeable and passionate. That's why it's easy for him to.
That is his style. That is his style. Yeah.
Mass like a lot of people because that's him.
Yeah.
He knows that in his everyday life, right? Or he's at least researched it enough. And that's where I think it comes down to. You really do have to be yourself. And at the end of the day, if people are like, I really like this geezer, then that's it. That's the result, isn't it?
It is the result.
And you've kept true to yourself.
And that's why I like these like the type of video I did yesterday. I was like, that's the type of stuff I'm interested to. That's the type of stuff I watch. That's the type of stuff I love to talk about. But then thinking about me doing those types of videos, is that my style, or am I just doing that because, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's quite a hard one. I think that's going to be the hardest part about this whole becoming a content creator.
You don't want to lose yourself on the journey.
I know.
Because that's on par with selling out, really, isn't it? Because you're doing it
purely to grow a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But then is that wrong? Like, is that...
Yeah, exactly.
Is it wrong to have a character?
Because if you made it... I mean, look, we know, like, there's, the pranksters out there and that.
Yeah. It's...
where they've clearly set up a camera, grabbed a person, said, this is what we're going to do, done it. And then people like us who are, like, genuinely, I would say, like, fairly smart people are like, that's clearly fake. And there's fucking hundreds of people who just don't know any better who find that hilarious.
Yeah, it's all set up.
And then it's like, but you're like, look how much you've gained from just doing that. I guess it's selling your soul to a degree, but you've made a bit of money of it, and people are going to forget eventually, and you can move on. And now you might have a better house than everyone. You don't have to work a 9 to 5. So fair play for acting like a jumped up 12.
And
for
even like
2 years.
the one I was watching today was about this lady. I wanted to remember her name, but she's got like 3 million followers. But she films like really high quality content of her doing like challenges, like running a marathon in the hottest place in the world. She does like being a 911 operator for the day, stuff like that. But they do really high production, like it's a crew basically. But they were saying like even within their content, they're not manipulating the story. Manipulating is the wrong word. They're like crafting the story and they're setting up bits. It's not 100% natural. Do you know what I mean? They know before the video what shots they want to get, what story they want to tell. So like, same with the pranksters, it's kind of set up. I think even like a lot of content is probably just, other than vlogs and like that more plates, more dates, isn't?
And I think its platform truly is for like people with passions though. And if you haven't like professionalized or know your passion to like a crazy degree, then should you be trying to sell it?
Is it about passions though?
I think
like if you look at
I think it's boys, I mean like it's a good platform for passions. If you know everything about knitting, and you're a crazy knitter and you've knitted your whole life, then you could go on there and the knitting community would fucking fall in love with you, or vice versa. Like that kid over here who loves footy and that fucking, because that's what. And they've given their lives up until now, even though they've done it inadvertently, right? It's just been their passion. And now there's a platform to share their passion with other people. I think that's probably like the best way to go. Or you can obviously create businesses and stuff like that, like you said, Nelk, who are obviously fucking taking over in this class. But it's hard to do. I think at this time as well, this point of like the history of YouTube, it's obviously going to be harder than ever. Because the market's oversaturated with hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
What do you think of shorts?
Shorts are class. Shorts are funny. Shorts are great because all those little times you pull your phone out of your pocket when you're bored, you're on the toilet, you fucking want to Skype work for 10 minutes, you're doing something like that. That's when you go to shorts, innit? But then how many times you do that a day? How many people do that a day? Everyone.
Yeah.
So
it's different. It's definitely that scrolling, just that mind numbing.
It's cynical at the same time because it's fucking manipulation, and it's again you're just
to get clips out there. Like this could be broken down into say like there could be free shorts from this that people would then see and then take you to the longer form content. So like I think a lot of people are using the shorts to like funnel an audience into their longer form stuff.
What, for exposure?
Exposure, yeah. Which I think makes sense because it's like, to invest an hour in a brand new podcast it's quite a lot to get somebody to do that. Whereas if they watch a 7-second clip of you saying something funny, or us talking about something like that they're interested in, they might go, I might check that out, and then skip through the first episode.
Well, that's what you're gonna have to do. Yeah, you're gonna have to grab little screenshot things from the podcast of us talking and bang them out. It's another means of attracting people, which is sound.
Yeah,
it's what you need to do.
I don't think it can be avoided.
But I think at the end of the day, like, it's good to have goals in regards to all of this, but just enjoy it, man. That's the way you're gonna get people paying attention to you. You want to sit there, you want to be having fun, you don't want to be worrying about stuff. It just completely changes everything the minute you start doing that. Like, the whole journey is different. And how good, and say well, both ways you make it, yeah? You become popular, whatever making it is, you know, even if it's 100 people, 1,000 people, whatever, you've got a Patreon, something like that, right? And then you look back after 5 years, and all that 5 years is filled with anxiety. But you've done all right. But the memory of it is just corrupted. Good. It's just stained because of your worry and all the adamant feelings you had towards it. Or you don't do it. You've had fun the whole time, and then you've got somewhere good.
That's a hard thing to do, though. Like, and I don't do. It's not just like YouTube for me. Any goal I have, I always put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah, I know.
To achieve the goal. And like, it's like, I think we were speaking about this last time we spoke. Is that a good or bad thing? Because if I didn't put that pressure on myself, would I follow through, and would I go after that goal as much as I would have it by putting the pressure on myself? So it's the same with YouTube. Like, if you're constantly on yourself to improve your video, your editing by 1 or 2% each week, that might not be a comfortable experience, because you constantly got to think, like, what can I do better? What new skills can I learn? Could I be more of a personality on camera? Fuck, how do I even do that? So it's like the good and bad of...
There's a way to do it. You got to find the balance, man. That's it. You just got to reevaluate, self-reflect, find balance, and just be like, right, is this stressing me out now? Yeah, it's stressing me out. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to pick it back up tomorrow. Like, you can sit in the stress, right? And you can say it will get you to your goal quicker. But what's that worth, though? Peace is worth everything these days, I reckon.
Yeah. I don't know if I see stress as a bad thing.
What? You might be the only human on Earth.
No. Like,
I know what you're saying. Because it's a drive.
It's not a drive. If you think about the times in your life that you've been stressed, and I need to think about how to explain this, but usually when I'm stressed, it's when I'm outside my comfort zone. If you think about it, obviously there's the times in my life I've been stressed when I've had too much responsibility at work, or I've been pretty stressed about the sub 3 hour, not stressed about the sub 3 hour marathon, but it's been on my mind a lot. I've been focusing on my training and that, and it's in your, when you're outside your comfort zone, it's when you get, you grow. You if you're just comfortable, you're not stressed. Yeah?
Yeah. Ish.
You're not pushing. Are you pushing yourself to be better, or be better at something, or towards a goal?
I think you can go for other emotions that aren't stressful, take you out of your comfort zone.
But what would be stressful for you? When you described the YouTube channel.
Yeah, what would stress me out?
What would stress you out?
Staring at this laptop, yeah. I've got a video, I've recorded myself, I'm trying to edit it, it's not working. 2 hours in, it's still not working. Then I'm doing little bits here and there. I start tweaking things that don't even need tweaking because my mind's in overdrive and stuff like that. 3-4 hours have gone by. Now my day's fucking missing because I'm just stressed about this one video. The video's not even uploaded yet.
So what's the alternative?
What's the alternative?
To not make the video?
No. To come back at it with either a fresh pair of eyes at another time. To not prolong being in that stress shift. Be like, fuck man, this isn't working right now. I'm going to take a step back. And whatever that is. I know someone like me, I could sit in that for hours, mate. Just be stressed. And it's not even about us, other situations. Work or something like that. Or No, we've talked about, the cost of anxiety instead of just getting up and doing something.
Doing the thing,
and just doing the thing you're worried about. But like for this example, you can save yourself by just going, it's not working right now. I'm taking a step back. I'm getting out of the house. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go for whatever, like fucking sniff some coke or something. just do something like a different thing. Come back. And then you're like, right, I got a new head. It's so much clearer now. I just think it's easy to be overwhelmed. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's so easy to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I think once you start getting overwhelmed, you need to learn to reel it in, which is, it's hard to do in loads of aspects of life.
But I think like what you just described there is managing the stress.
Yeah.
Not putting yourself, not making the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
managing the stress, removing yourself from it, and then, like you say, come back, fresh perspective, clear head, much better frame of mind, and you'll produce you'll make a better video.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, not to like never go into a stressful situation. Just once the stressful situation arises, like we said, manage it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
But yeah, no, it's easily done. Like even with that one, I had to have a cut off because I was like tweaking, like you say, stuff that didn't need to be tweaked.
Yeah.
I was 3 hours into what was supposed to be an hour of final touches. So it's like, it is good. You need like a cut off and you just kind of let it go.
You do, yeah. And coming back at it like after is, I've done it with like music I've recorded. Well, I've recorded the same song like 3-4 times in a row and I hate every single one. Yeah. I'll notice something. I'll notice like, remember I recorded this
that way quickly.
Yeah. I remember before I started, I think I went to sneeze and I rolled my eyes up into my head. I looked like the Undertaker for like about 0.7 seconds, and it was just bugging me. So I re-recorded, and then I just left it or whatever. And then the months went by, and I was just looking through my phone. I was like, I remember that afternoon I spent the day recording this song. Every single one was sound. Every single video is sound.
Yeah.
And that day I hated them all.
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah. And even like how, if you'd have showed me all 4 of that videos on the day that you hated them, I'd have said, first one was sound, mate.
Yeah.
It's all like you're so more critical of yourself.
Yeah. It's the overanalyzation
of yourself,
isn't it?
Yeah.
But you do start, it's trippy as well, isn't it? Because you're just, you're like replaying the same moment when you're doing editing and when you're doing like videos and recording and watching stuff back. You're like watching. So it's like you're living in the same moment. And if you get stuck in that, you're like an hour of just living in the exact same moment.
Even when I was recording like the monologue for the video that I did, I could like my whole voice started sounding differently when I was like listening to myself speak. I was like super conscious of like my hand movement. I was like, that was weird. That was so weird. And it was just like all I'd done was that or something, or explained it like that.
Normal thing ever.
Normal thing. I wouldn't even think twice if the camera hadn't been on record, but because it was like, yeah. But no, it is. Has been good though. And like, remember when we said about starting this, the things we wanted to get out of it.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing progress in terms of being more comfortable on camera, speaking about things, being able to speak about things that normally I would have tried to avoid speaking about because I was worried about not articulating myself properly. Been writing more about stuff, like thinking of scripts and that. So that's been the good side of it, definitely.
Yeah, it's been getting your brain into gear and just
into gear, and it's like it's nice to be creative again.
It is, and we've talked about this before. Once you start feeding that creativity, the development in it just starts exploding.
Yeah, it's like being creative is a skill. I think, like a lot of other things. Like there's always those moments, but it's like it is something. If you practice, like you say, you just get a little bit better. It gets a little bit easier to come up with stuff.
You need to make what your skill habitual, and if you do that, it just it births it like such a new life.
Yeah,
you've had it in little spouts, like all of us. You know, when you get into something,
and
you have a month or 2 months of just absolutely drilling yourself into something.
That's my favourite time of learning anything new. Yeah,
it's great.
It's the first 3-4 months when you're full of motivation. You're a complete beginner, and you just get like immersed in it, obsessed with it. It's like it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to posting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to go down, and getting on Spotify as well, and that I think will be good. And just see how it goes, man. Hold ourselves accountable to the fact. We're going to do it every week.
Once a week, yeah.
Once a week, stick to it, and just see how it goes. That's all we need to do. We need to enjoy ourselves, see how it goes, and every now and then stop and have a chat and be like, right, what do we need to sieve out? What's getting a chop? What's not working?
Yeah, exactly.
What's definitely working? And then we'll just implement those changes and we'll just go from there, man.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Be a breeze.
I like the pod. The format of the pod is much. It's just sitting and talking. There's no, you don't have to edit it. You don't have to do anything like that. It's
great.
Just a chat.
It's great, and it's not. And I've loved coming here and just speaking to you. I was talking to Mia about this. Like, when do you get to do that?
Never.
Do you know what I mean? When do you get to sit down and overindulge in conversation
that you would never normally talk about, and topics that are quite like personal, and like not challenges. You know, stuff we've been dealing with or trying to deal with. Like, you don't. It's not. Should it be normal to just like
it should?
In what, like, if you think about a scenario, like, other than sitting down like this, when would they ever come up as a topic of conversation? Or like, yeah, it's like you don't have any other scenarios in your life where you would sit and talk to the extent that we do about the topics that we do.
No,
how rewarding it is.
Yeah, not anymore. I don't think you do. I think I ponder on this more than you'd like.
Yeah.
I always think, back like 20 years ago, when you had to go around to people's house. Do you want to come in my house for a cup of tea? How you doing? Let's meet up. No phones. And do you think they had conversations like this? Really in-depth conversations?
Do you know what? I don't know. Like, I think about my parents, like my dad and my stepmom. And like this, they would have these type of conversations, and like I'd chat to them about stuff like this. So my mum less so, but my dad and stepmom, and like I don't know if it's a younger generation thing where it kind of phased out with the introduction of phones and social media and that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not easy though either, eh?
It's not easy. You have to be comfortable around the person you're speaking to.
A lot, yeah.
To be a sense of familiarity, I think, for you to be totally open and honest. Otherwise, like, I notice this when I'm in the company of people who, they're fine, but I just don't know them as well. I know I'll be like apprehensive from truly acting how I would act, at home around Mia, where I act like a fool, I'm joking around all the time, I'm pranking people, and I've got like a wicked tongue in the sense that like I swear quite a lot, and I say things that are like, did they just say that out loud? Things most people would think in their head. I'll say stuff out loud, and I can feel where I sound like a TH, like feel. I can feel where I'm in an environment where I stop doing that and I draw that in. And I always find that hard to be in, because then anything that comes out my mouth is like almost forced. Or to the sense that I'm not really being myself. So what I actually just said, I don't even really mean. But I obviously can't sit here in silence.
So true, yeah. So and like, even I said to like exactly what you was just saying. Sometimes I say to Meg, like, why can't I just be like this on camera or on the pod? Like, why can't this normal self, everyday self, it's just me and you in the house, this is the way I act?
Yeah, we'll get there though. We will get there. Because it's funny, but I was talking about this. I've been bricking myself lately. I'm going away in February with my girlfriend Mia's and her mum and her dad and her brother. Yeah, I got to spend, who are all lovely people, right? Don't get me wrong, but I got to spend 7 or 8 days with them without saying something foolish or stupid. And I'm fucking so scared, man. I was so scared, mate, because sometimes I don't even know, like, it rolls off the tongue.
Especially if you've had a few drinks or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Mate, I'm absolutely bricking it, like, for a whole week of
have they seen the
biting
Josh
my
yet?
tongue. Nah.
Have they met Josh?
Or
have they met
They've
Josh?
seen funny sides of me. They've met boyfriend Josh. And they've met drunk Josh. But they've not met loose Josh, which is going to be... But I don't know. He's asleep at the moment anyway, though. I reckon I can keep him asleep for a little bit longer as well.
Keep him buried.
Yeah, so we'll be all right. But, it's just funny, man.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? Like, you play different characters on your environment or who you're meeting. Parents as well, you always play, like, your best, politest self, and then you let it slip.
Yeah, or especially other people's parents.
Other people's parents, yeah, that's what I meant. So.
I always think like, do you reckon your mum would be shocked if she saw you out with your mates or something?
Oh,
Yeah, my mum wouldn't even recognise me, I don't reckon. But not really my mates. Even when I'm on my own, I don't think my mum would know who I am when I'm on my own. Do you know what I mean?
do you think?
Yeah, I think she'd be surprised. I think she knows how my mind works, stuff like that.
See, I think that was one of the good things about when I used to get drunk, is I was more myself when I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I've been around my mum and that, I'm quite a serious person in day-to-day life. But when I'm pissed, I'm a lot more fun, let my guard down a little bit and that. So like I've been around my mum and all that, so they would say drunk Ben. So that's I think she wouldn't be too surprised.
Well, that's why alcohol's so attractive, isn't it?
Yeah,
It makes
100%.
introverts become extroverts.
It does,
It
and
makes
and
extroverts
enjoy
more
it.
extroverted, which
it
is
makes
just
you
great.
enjoy it. It's not like forced.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but it'll be sound.
Nah, it'd be sound.
But even regardless of like being on camera now and doing this now, and I think about it in so often that it's starting to annoy me. Like how I'm never really truly myself, like at work and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like when I got to sit in an office around my team, who are all they're genuinely lovely people, and we actually have a laugh. We're a fucking wild funny team. I'm just like,
do you ever think about
me.
how other people see you? Like, there's your version of yourself.
Yeah, I do wonder a little bit. I'm not worried.
No,
so
not
there's
worried.
people out there think I'm a fucking idiot. People
like-
out there think I'm sound. I know there's people who think I'm funny and that. But
I always wonder how people perceive me, because like exactly what you said, I'm so different at work. I'm like a different person. I'm very serious, like not very serious. I have a laugh and that with certain people, but yeah, it's not a character, but it's just like you were saying before. In certain environments, you put on a different front. So I always wonder how other people perceive me.
yeah, it is funny because all like we said, every single different person has a completely different point of view of you. Yeah,
that's mental.
It is mental, and there's people who have dropped off over the years. You know what I mean?
So they only know you for 3
Oh
years.
man, the people who knew me when I was 21
Mm.
and then have never seen me since. Just that's a different kid. You know what I mean? I'm like insanely different person to who I was at
So
that
am
age.
I, yeah.
I've
had like phases. Like every 4 years, I like shed my skin and become.
yeah, you're reptilian. Just come up with something new.
But yeah, I always think about that. Like people knew me from my band days, and then they see me in town every day in a suit, like completely different person. Don't even drink anymore.
And they're Schneebly. Like.
Yeah.
Bad.
But yeah, it's a funny one.
I've been watching. And this is the thing I was talking to Amir as well. Is like you have to really go out of your comfort zone and try different things, and then you're into more stuff than you actually realise. Like, to go back to what I was about to just say, I've been watching Graham Hancock. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, Fingerprints of the Gods.
Oh, mate. So I'd never heard of him, right? Seen a clip of him on Joe Rogan. He's talking about the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
Had all this mental facts about the Amazon rainforest. Blew my fucking mind. I was sitting there in the afternoon. I was just like, that knowledge has been out there the whole time. I can't even comprehend something like that existing. What he was talking about, lost cities and ancient civilization being more advanced than our fucking existence right now.
That's
and I
what
was
he
like,
thinks, yeah.
Yeah, that's like his around the Ice Age there was a civilization that were well more advanced than we are now, and that's his go-to, and he always goes back to that. He's got a new show on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet.
But anyway, and so I watched that on like a Tuesday, and I was like, Graham fucking Hancock, man, this guy, the way he articulated himself, how much he knew about the stuff he was into, blew my mind. So I was like, Amazon rainforest, mate, that's cool. I'm going to start reading about it, and that's how I started to look into that. Spent a week, and now I've got like a new sense of appreciation and liking for history. And if someone would ever said to me like, oh man, you like, have a little look at history and that, I'd be like, nah man, I'm into music. Do you know what I mean? I remember doing history in school, cowboys and Indians. Yeah, that's not my fucking thing. I hated that. Lo and behold, I would have been wrong, and I've found something new that I'm gonna research about and I'm gonna look into, and I'm gonna have a good time. And
isn't it mad how that can happen? And I think that's the problem. Some of the problem with the way stuff is presented at school, like people, the way it's taught at school is like so unengaging, uninteresting. You learn like not the most interesting parts of history that you could. But imagine at school they were teaching you about a potential lost civilization that more advanced than we were. And sometimes it's the person that's presenting it. Like Graham Hancock, he's so interesting and he knows so much. Have you seen the one with Randall Carson?
And him on at the same
There's
time.
two,
And they're talking about pyramids and fucking lost
yeah.
technology and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah, and again, you can just tell they're so informative in the field that they've learned to professionalize in. It draws your attention in because you're like, I believe everything you say, do you know what I mean? And he said the coolest thing as well, man, and I was like, that's fucking such a great spirit. He was like, there's this other dude who says all my theories are bullshit. He's another scientist. So he says it a bit more professional than how I'm saying it now. He's got this completely different theory, and he's like, he disagrees with everything I say, basically. But I love this dude, because in science, you need more than one theory. He said, I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong, but the fact we've even got two theories is better than just having one.
Yeah. That's what he says, because he says a lot of the, like, traditional scientists on, like, the history of Egypt and that, they all dismiss him. They've tried to, like, get his stuff removed, completely discredit him, and he's like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
If they're interested in the truth, why would they not
Exactly.
allow other theories?
That's what's so refreshing about him, is that a lot of the academic side of professionals, they want to be right. I want to be the guy who done this. I want to be the guy who discovered this. I want to be the guy who gave the whole world this knowledge and wrote this book, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And he's like, I don't give a fuck about who says what.
Yeah.
I want the truth.
Yeah.
I want to know if I'm in the sense that if I'm wrong, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to know the fucking truth.
And that's the thing with, like, and I think he explained it in that pod. He's like, that's the thing with science. Your theory will be right for so many years, and then somebody comes along with a better theory, and they have proof that their theory is incorrect. But the previous scientists, their whole career, their whole credibility is based on their theory being right. So a lot of in science, people are unwilling to let go of their original theories. So.
Yeah, you can see why people are egotistical in that sense, because if someone said to you, you've just
everything
fucking
said,
wasted
your life's
50
work.
years, mate, you're going to be like, that's a suicidal fucking...
And you'd be so deep in it that
quote.
you just... Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to check him out, man. I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive into him. I was looking at getting some of his books. I started watching that show. He looks biased to a degree, but in the sense that you can just tell he loves it.
He's like passionate.
Yeah, in the first fucking episode, he said
we should do
the Ice Age about like 8 times.
Does he?
Yeah. Because that's his thing. He always goes back to the Ice Age. Like this guy, he was in like, I don't know, say Indonesia, and there was all these slabs of rock on top of this mountain, and they don't know how they got there. And for years they thought it was like a volcano that had eroded, left some stuff behind or something like that. And it turns out it was like human-made. Humans had done this. But then, anyway, it was funny because the Indonesian sort of scientist dug into the earth, and he's like, I don't know how they do it, but they know how old certain pieces of earth are.
It's crazy.
Like, I never understand how would you know the difference between 8,000 years and 9,500?
I think, and I'm not 100% sure, I might be wrong, but it's called carbon dating. So they take, like, I don't know how they do it, but they take certain carbon from, like, different layers of rock, and they can tell how old that carbon is. No idea how. I don't even know
crazy,
if that's true,
man.
but I'm sure he talks about it, carbon dating.
Yeah, it's just, man, I just think how, like, the specificness of it, I always think how. But anyway, the guy digs into dirt, and he's like, this is 12,500 years old, and Graham Hancock's like, it's exactly when the Ice Age was.
yeah.
See him getting hard in his pants as he says it. He's like, yep.
He says that in the pod. He's like, it's funny. Everything that happens seems to be about 12,500 years ago. Isn't that when the Ice Age?
Yeah, like he doesn't already know. Like, that's exactly what he wanted them to say.
No, yeah, it's good. We should add that to the book club.
We should add that to the book club.
I've read it, but it was ages ago. I'd read it again, 100%.
Yeah, we should. I've become a bit stagnant in my reading, and that's because the enjoyments came out of it. I'm on Salem's Lot by Stephen King, and I'm not rocking with it, man.
Do you think that's because you're trying to read every Stephen King book ever made?
Took
the fun out of it.
It could be. It took the fun out of it, exactly. So I haven't read, like, enjoyed reading. Still read, but I haven't enjoyed reading in about a month.
It's hard to fit everything in as well, mate.
Especially after doing the stand in like a week or two.
That took me 3 months. I think you did it in a week.
So yeah, I need to get back into it. I'm going to bang out this fucking book, and then I'm going to try.
Maybe we'll do it once you've done that.
We'll do that. Fingerprints of the God.
Yeah.
It's scary though. It's scary to think all that's out there. In a good way though, not a scary like I don't want to believe it. Like a scary like this is interesting. It's a bit spooky.
Completely new history of humankind.
Yeah, something you didn't even know existed. And I like, you know, and it's good actually discovering this because something Mia would get involved with being a school teacher.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm boring her, and if I want to take over the TV and put Joe Rogan on, and like a girl doesn't really want to watch Joe Rogan the way we fucking get involved with it, do you know what I mean? But then I try to say like, no, obviously you've just watched the wrong ones. You just watched stoner comedians on there or something. But like the educational, what got me into it was the educational aspect of it. Yeah. Being hungover, coming down on a Sunday night, I'd get a Robin Hood fucking pizza, and I'd get an Iron Brew, man, and my brain would already be fried, and then Joe Rogan and some absolute mental professional sort of, it's like crazy dude would just be like going full in on this subject that I didn't even know existed, and my mind would be blown. And that's how I got into it years ago. And I think that's why his popularity soared as well.
Well, do you know what's, 100%. I think, and if you think about all the topics he's able to cover, like it's not niche. He's got like his MMA, his comedy, and then he has some like crazy intelligent people on in like the most random different topics, and he's able to have like a good podcast in each of those areas that like his knowledge, his general knowledge on all these different topics is just crazy.
Yeah, it helps. You can tell he does a little bit of research on his guest prior as well. You know, he might read a book, or even if it's Jamie or whatever. You know, he doesn't go in just completely naked. Yeah, he's not swimming in the deep.
He always has a background kind of knowledge on what they're talking about.
Yeah, and he has the ability to objectify against people if he thinks they're wrong. Yeah. Without insulting them.
In a way that's not gonna like make it confrontational.
Yeah, he knows how to maintain a debate.
Have you seen the Neil Tyson one, the first one where he
mate
interrupts him every like
this fucking guy, man? I actually hate him. I want to get up and smack the shit out of him, mate. If he was doing that in front of me, I'd actually
they've done a few more since, I think. So
mate, he was on 2 days ago.
And about Lex Friedman.
Fucking hell, mate, that was pissing me off. That's got to be on purpose.
He was just. Is it though? I think he's just that guy. Based on like the first episode where he just interrupts him every 2 minutes, and then when that clip of him say you should go on Lex Freedom, and he's just hang on a minute, I'll find the quote here. Yeah,
and it's like me speaking to you right now,
and me just saying looking for the quote,
the same sentence for nearly a minute, and you're not even acknowledging that I'm here. And Joe's even saying like, "Oh, you're pretty much ignoring me," and now, and he's like,
and even when he does acknowledge him, he's like, "Oh, yeah, sounds interesting."
Yeah. The top comment on that video was, Neil deGrasse Tyson is the type of person to wake up his whole family to tell them he's going to bed.
YouTube comments is class, by the way. Do you ever look at them?
All the time?
Yeah, there's some crackers.
All the time? Yeah. Some actually just get me in like the core of my soul, because I just thought, how have you thought of that? That's just so funny.
Yeah. It's like an art, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's like the sarcasm,
wit, kind of,
and the wit.
It's funny when they like focus in on like the randomest part of a video. Like, did you notice?
There's this video of this guy like fell off a ladder, smashed himself, like started bouncing off a banister and that, like broke the table underneath. He was trying to fix a light. Someone wrote fake, and then someone had just wrote, "What? So he didn't fall off the ladder?" When he clearly did.
Class.
There's absolute morons as well.
Do you still watch all like the prank compilations and that?
Nah, not really.
Same.
They lost their touch years ago.
Yeah.
I remember when me and Dwyer used to just get stoned all the time. Like every single weeknight, we'd just bang like bongs and that, and Fail Army would just get us through the night.
Yeah.
And it used to be so funny. And I don't know why it used to be funnier, but now I think it's again like oversaturation, overabundance of trying to give people videos. Is like you'll click on a Fail Army video of 15 minutes, and they're shit. Is the best way to put it. The pranks are fucking subpar. It's not really fails. It's like someone falling over, grazing their knee. Like, man, you used to have people crack. Have you ever seen a crackhead like backflips off a house like this big? Absolutely smashes himself, and then he gets up, tries to walk, and you can tell he's fucked. So you're like, he goes onto his knees. He's in so much pain. Like, you have to watch
There was
it.
a thing on there. I
Hilarious.
think it was Megan's Instagram or something. Guy took his dog for a walk in Scotland, and he's like, just my daily walk. Points the camera up, and it's like there's a crackhead hanging from a lamppost, just swinging from this. Like, don't even know how he got up there, man.
Yeah, see, man, like, they're funny, but yeah, it's lost its touch. I don't really watch them anymore. The only reason I go on YouTube's now is probably for podcasts. Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, Theo Von, Bobby Lee, the comedians.
That little group is
fun.
class.
Yeah, so funny.
So
man.
funny.
So
Bobby Lee, I was like, only the last 2-3 months I've started watching. I've always seen his clips and that, but I never really watched his podcast or him on other podcasts. He's just so funny, man.
He is.
So funny. Have you seen his impression of his, I think it's his dad.
His dad?
About the dream? Where they dunk Koreans?
No.
Oh, you need to watch that clip. I'll find it after this.
Yeah, and I think his sense of humour is good as well, because he's like, yeah, you can take the piss out of me, but I'll take the piss out of me.
He's quite self-deprecating, where he just rips himself, but then he's very quick with other people.
And that's the same with Theo Von as well.
Yeah.
They just, they have no load time. They have no buffer, mate.
It's just off the top without even thinking about it. Yeah, no.
And that looks like that's them really being. I know half the shit that comes out of Theo Von, like, he just made up on the spot. But the improvisation of some of those stories that he says are real I don't even know how to explain it. It's so fucking hilarious. I wish I could articulate myself in that way. And do you think that's them getting to a place where they can really just be themselves?
It's 100%. It's a skill that is learned. I reckon, like, if you said, I want to become funny, and you intentionally focus on being funny as much as you could, like we were saying before about where you it becomes habitual. It just becomes who you are. Like, I reckon that it's definitely something that can be learned. I think there's definitely naturals. But yeah, it's something I've always thought about. Like, I'd love to be funnier. But yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Trying to be funny and then just falling on the face.
And I feel like I used to have it, and it's dying down. And that's just, I'm never around people anymore. So like the skill's sort of depleting, because I used to be able to control a crowd, like back in school and that, man. I was fucking hilarious. And now I see like 3 people a year. And I'm like, do I still have that or don't I? I don't really fucking know, man.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Let's have a look. What was I going to talk to you about?
Oh, so how was your youth service?
My youth service was...
you were Christmas caroling.
Christmas caroling, yeah, it was good.
Busking, sorry.
It was good to put myself out into a position like I'd never been before. You know? I was a little bit nervous. It's a good thing, actually. A couple of things I noticed. So you know how, like, when we say, you know, not everyone's looking at you at all. Like, you think people are watching you, they're not watching you. Not even just in regards to that, just in life. Like, how many times do you think, you know, everyone's looking at me, everyone's thinking of me, speaking about me, whatever. You're walking down the road or something. It's all just bullshit, yeah? And when I was going counselling, I was like, well, I really need to learn the songs, you know? I need to fucking learn the songs, like, nail the songs. I don't want to be fucking up when I'm playing guitar in the middle of King Street, which is...
busy.
Christmas shopping, people walking up and down. There's no... And then the funny thing is, I was like, mate, no one knows how to play the fucking guitar that's watching. I could be doing anything. They don't know if I play a wrong chord. All of that week of stressing out, making sure I got to learn the song. I didn't stress out that much, but the thought enough didn't even...
It was on your mind.
It was on my mind. Yeah. It didn't even need to be a thought, right?
That's the most annoying thing. It's always after the event. It's again, I don't know if it's something you can get better at, but it's almost like immediately after the event you realise that you didn't need to spend all of that week worrying about that event.
Or even the hour that you were nervous doing it. You just missed something enjoyable. But I got that. I caught it early, man, and I was like, you know, we set up in King Street, we all put our guitars on, played a song or two. And, you know, there's people there, like, I didn't have a mic or anything, because they'd say there's like 20 of us. It's only like 3-4 mics.
Yeah. So...
I mean, really, all the focus is on the people with the mics. At least they're the ones that, you know, if they mess up, it's going to be obvious. Yeah, and we're there for the kids anyway. I didn't really give a shit about how I looked, but it was very enjoyable. We done, you know, 4 or 5 Christmas songs, a couple of Beatles songs, a couple of sing-alongs. We got a little crowd together, and people were just enjoying themselves, and I love seeing it. I was just enjoying myself as well. And it was funny, you see the innocence in kids as well, and the confidence in some of them that, like, you know, we as adults seem to lack because of, you know, we're more aware of stuff, so we're a lot more nervous. Like, there's a kid, we paired up, and when I go to the youth service on Tuesdays, this kid, I always bother with him. I play a little footy, table footy with him and that, so he really likes me and that. And anyway, we paired up. And I said, where do you want to stand? You want to stand on the left of me? You want to stand on the right of me? And he said, I just want to stand where everyone can see me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is he?
11. He's 11, yeah.
Wonder if that will last.
I know. And I thought, wow, what a little
Fair
spirit.
play, yeah.
But even before we went down, you know, there's a couple of kids like, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to be out there.
Innocent,
that's the spirit, man. That is the spirit, that confidence.
We used to be like that. I don't know, like, not standing. I want to stand where everyone can see me, but, you know, like, we used to look forward to, even like, I don't know. Remember summer holidays?
Yeah.
Like, summer holidays was the best 6 weeks ever.
Oh, just running around the streets.
Doing nothing, but still having the best time.
Saying anything to anyone.
What you doing today? Like, well, let's just meet up and we'll figure something out.
Oh, so much confidence. You had no, like, pre-fucking apprehension going on in your brain. You just went and just done stuff.
I wonder where it comes from.
I don't know, man.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
It is a weird one.
Or do you just think you weren't as aware of it back then? Like, do you think you're just more self-aware as you get older? Like, it's always there. Like, I always wonder that. Like, did I think the way I do back then? Just I wasn't really aware of it as the way I am now.
Yeah, I don't know what amplifies it.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It is bizarre. Then I don't know. Does everyone think this way? Does everyone?
I think you'll be surprised.
You see people who are they look like they don't worry or they don't give a fuck about.
I don't
stuff.
think, but then people will look at you and think that, and people like I think everybody has their own like variation or version of it. Just presented differently. Yeah,
I want to get to a stage where internally, you know, I just don't second guess stuff. Even when I speak sometimes, like in the house, like just instead of just speaking, I'll like think of what I need to say. And that sounds so stupid to say, but it's something that generally pisses me off.
What? So
like I'll just be like, thinking, and I'll be like, go and speak instead of just talking. Like it's like I'm like not scared, but I'm a little bit nervous. Like to speak to fucking my girlfriend who I've been with for ages, or like my mum. I'll be in my mum's house and I'll be like, all right, what do I say? Like, what do I talk about? Instead of just being like so open and relaxed and talking. It's like it's to generalize it. It's like I'm nervous about nothing.
It's funny, isn't it?
Like I'm nervous about nothing. Like it's the most normalest fucking situation, and there's just a little niggly thing just to say like I'm not comfortable. I don't feel super relaxed. I'm not speaking how I want to be. I'm not just being open and free. And fuck, man, I don't know what it is, mate. And I'm working out like a trooper. I'm fucking getting cold showers, mate. I want it back. I don't even know if I'm explaining it correctly.
No, I get it. I don't really get it like around the house and that. But like if I was going to a social event, like usually like a work event where you're meeting other people, like other firms or clients, or if I was going to a big social event where there's people I know but don't really know, then I'd be like, fuck, right, what should I say? What should I think about? Yeah, I think everybody gets it. I just think people
I don't want it. I hate that emotion. It's the worst in the world.
I think people view it differently. See, like, so I reckon most people get that, but some people wouldn't dwell on it like we would. Do you know what I mean? Like we'll see
it's
it
like
as
a passing thought.
It just happens. Like they don't think about it after. It just happens. I'm going to a big social event with people I don't really know. I might think about it, but they don't like negatively think, what fuck, why was I like that? Why wasn't I like super confident?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like it's your perception of it.
Sometimes you just have to go admit, I'm a little bit uncomfortable right now.
It's just the way I am.
It is what it is.
Yeah, because it's probably what's more uncomfortable. That moment where you do think about what to say, or the 3 hours after it that you beat yourself up.
Yeah.
There's a class, I was listening to a podcast. Do you ever listen to Robert Breedlove?
No.
He's really good. He does a lot of... I got into him through his Bitcoin podcast, but then he does other ones. And he had this guy, I think his name's Peter Crone, and he's like a personal coach and that. And he says, we're not victims of our surroundings or our environment. We're victims of our own perception. So he's basically saying, let's say you go to work and your boss says something and that pisses you off. It's not what your boss said that's the issue. It's how you reacted to what was said. It's your perception of the events that's going to cause you the most turmoil, or whatever the word is, because that's what's going to play on your mind. That's what's going to make you unhappy, angry. So I was like, shit, yeah, that's a powerful way to look at it.
Yeah, your perception's huge, man. Dwelling on things gives it a whole new life. One that's normally would be non-existent. But then it's strange what you choose to dwell on, isn't it?
I don't think you choose. It's so subconscious.
That's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's strange that
what
you do
brain,
dwell on.
Yeah.
Say that there's 50 things that happen to you in a day, and the thing you dwelled on, something actually worse might have happened that you didn't even. That's not bothered you. Sure. I don't know why, because you haven't thought about it.
And like say those 50 things that happened to me, and the same 50 things happen to you. What drives you nuts won't even cross my attention, you know. It will just happen to me. And same with me, what will drive me nuts, or like, like, why is he fucking why is that chewing him up?
Remember what happened to me the other week, where someone I don't know who created an Instagram profile, wrote on all my photos and videos.
Did you ever get to the bottom of that?
Nah, I never even looked at it, because this is like what I was going to say. It never fazed me. I actually found it a little bit funny. It entertained me for an afternoon, where someone else would be like, that's so freaky. Like, Mia was freaked out and was like, who is it? And like, that's so strange. Like, what a bizarre thing to do. Like, is that not upset you now? And I was like, actually didn't upset me in the slightest. I thought, that's weird, but I guess like you entertained me for an hour. It basically went on my all my Instagram. I don't have a lot at all, but the ones I did have, just calling me a poser, a bold cunt, your hair's clearly receding, why are you trying to mask your hair? Just grow up and shave it off already. What was some of the other ones? I don't know.
Do you think it's someone you know?
You got a Johnny Cash tattoo, you're just a poser. And then I have like a Bohemian Rhapsody? Bohemian Rhapsody guitar solo. And he wrote, that's the shittest solo I've ever seen. Freddie Mercury be spinning in his grave and that. Just absolutely hated me.
Do you think it was someone you know? It's got to be.
I don't.
Do you not?
Nah. I think he's seen something that he didn't like that pissed him off. Like probably like my Johnny Cash tattoo that I posted.
So he just
and he's thought, absolute geek, like getting a Johnny Cash tattoo. He doesn't even know Johnny Cash. That's weird. Or that's just an example. Or something like that's been the catalyst behind it. And then he's gone, I'm just going to roast this kid. I clicked on his profile. It said it was a brand new profile.
Yeah, set up just for that.
0 followers on anything.
Do you know what's crazy is there's people out there that would do that.
Yeah, I know. Man, he was fucking doing it for about 4 hours. He started at like 12 p.m. and when I came here that night, he was still doing it. But yeah, it was hilarious. But that's again perception, mate. Someone could be freaked out that someone's just absolutely.
Why are they doing that to me? Why are they targeting me?
Like, imagine I was like really worried about my hair, or thought, you know, I'm the shittest guitar player that's ever existed, and then someone calls me it, I might be like,
yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Heartbroken. But I was like,
it is funny what we, and it's so different person to person. Like, there's no kind of like rhyme or reason to what's gonna kind of.
It is, yeah. That's when it comes down to individuality. That's how you'd fucking this kid at my block of flats set the fire alarm off and fell asleep. Oh, mate. Where me and Mia are in bed, yeah. This kid above us parties quite a lot. It doesn't really bother me because once I'm asleep, I'll sleep for a bit and then I wake up early as it is. But it bothers Mia. So she was telling me like he was partying well late and that. I didn't really know. So the fire alarm's going off like
the
loud as fuck. Nah, not yet. In above us. And Amia wakes me up and she's like, oh, like something weird's just happened. So the kid was partying. He stopped partying. His alarm's going off. His fire alarm's going off. The Scottish woman who lives next door to him on the floor above us has been banging on his door, Josh. There's Mia telling me for like 5 minutes, shouting, hello, hello, hello. No one's one's answering. Like, what the hell do we do? So it was about 5 a.m. then. So I put my clothes on. I was like, do you want me to go and have a look? And I'll knock on his door and see if I can help the Scottish woman, like, wake this kid up or whatever. So I go up, I open the door to the landing. The woman's not there, and it just stinks of smoke. Like, but Mia's already crying, and I'm like, "Why are you crying? Like, you need like just simmer, stop stressing out." She's saying mental things like, "I don't have flat insurance," and that. And on the flight, if there's a fire, it's in a completely different place of the building. Yeah, reel it in a bit. So I said, right. And then the minute I smell smoke, I thought, I've got to go tell Mia now that
smoke.
Like, we're probably going to have to get out of here. So I will go in the thing. I'm like, I'm not pranking you. I ain't piss-assing around. He's burnt. Someone's burning away up there. So I said, I'll ring the fire brigade. So I rang the fire brigade. I said, here, the kid above us partying. His smoke detector's going off. He's not answering the door. She said, where are you? So I gave him the address. She said, we just had another phone call about that. So do us a favour, just get outside. So I just went outside, sat on the road, outside the restaurants. 3 fire engines turn up. No one else in the building's left. So it's just me and Mia sitting out there. So it's like it's our gaff. I'm fucking thinking, fuck, man. If people look out the window now, they're going to think, these two idiots. So they pull loads of like those massive hoses. They go upstairs or whatever. He doesn't answer, so they kick his door down, smash his door down, whatever. I don't know how they done it.
Wow.
And then that was it. I asked them, and then we could hear because there was a guy near us. Radio, and he said, yeah, confirmation, no lit flame, and that was it. So anyway, whatever. He said we can go back in the building, so it ended up. Bumped into the kid later that night. He was like a little bit apologetic. He was also fucking weird. He was pissed off that they broke his door, but not pissed off that they like saved his life. Mia was like, it's better than being dead though. He was like, I've got to pay for a new door and that. So that's
mate, come on.
Yeah, like at least you're here now.
Yeah. Do you not know what it was?
Yeah,
Toaster
he'd fucking
something?
put pizza on and just went to bed.
Mate. I've done
and
that.
Ted said he was so dazed and confused. Yeah, mate, these are so loud as well. So
how that didn't wake him?
He said he got woke up by someone shaking, and there's 3 or 4 men in his bedroom with gas masks on. I was like, man, if you were on drugs, then you would have went into started hyperventilating. Imagine coming down and like being woken up by men in gas masks. You'd think it was the Blitz or something.
Fuck.
So yeah, but again, that was perception. Like Mia was like, and I was like, man, what are you doing?
What can you?
What can we do? We've took every responsible procedure of ringing the fire brigade, seeing if the kid's all right.
Yeah.
But her head went to this mental place like, oh, he's dead. He's already dead. He's been dead for hours. And I'm like,
they're gonna find his body.
Yeah. He's already been cremated, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, there's a fire at my sister's place actually a few weeks ago, about a couple months now probably. Balcony above set on fire. There was actually full flames in there, and the whole block had to get evacuated. It was like a couple of women crying, panicking. But it was just on the balcony. It could have been bad. Like the building could have went, I don't know. But it was an ashtray. Like something in the ashtray caught on fire and the balcony caught on fire. But yeah, my sister was pretty cool, calm and collected actually with the girls. But yeah, there's a couple of women crying. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Perception.
Yeah.
It's easily done, though.
Yeah, no, it is, yeah. I think that's something like... I think you can get better at it in terms of how you perceive things. And if you take that, like, view of it, like, it's my perception, of what happened. So I can change my perception. Then stuff like that, overthinking not sure what to say in certain, like, situations, and that becomes less of a big thing. It might not change, like, you might always have that, but if your perception changes and you're not as worked up about it, maybe that's like the solution.
It's definitely helpful. I read this story, it's like a proverb sort of thing about this lad, 2 brothers whose parents were alcoholics. And that's all they knew growing up, a household full of bevies, like abusive parents. And one
never drank, grew up to be completely different, didn't want to follow in those footsteps, learned from it. His perception was, I don't want to be like that. And the other brother, as you can guess, went a different route, man. And it's funny, isn't it? Yeah. That shows you, isn't it? It's like that is the ultimate kind of example. Your perception, two children brought up in the same environment decided to go completely different ways because their perception of the events were completely different.
That's what makes us humans, though, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Wow. I think I do. I had a bit of a deep dive when I was in my stoner phase.
Yeah.
Rogan as well, he's big on aliens.
Yeah.
It's given how crazy humans are and what we have on Earth, and given how Earth is a tiny, tiny planet in this huge, I think they don't even still know how big it is, universe, to think that we are the only... The probability of there being intelligent life out there seems high, surely, if you just look at the odds. So yeah, I think I think there's aliens.
You'd be naive to think otherwise, wouldn't you? You think you would, because like the point you just brought up,
Like the odds or the
infinite
the probability, the infinite size
of the universe,
the fact that so much of it is unexplored. Yeah, I don't know. If you're playing the probability games, then surely.
You have to. It comes down to you have to think what an alien is as well.
Mm.
Your mind goes to Hollywood, doesn't it? And you picture fucking little oblong-headed freaks that want to come and stick their finger up your booty,
little, probe
you in the middle of the night and like suck you up into space for a fucking dish hoover. But but the fact is, that's not really what an alien would be. Like, an alien could be it would be an organism, right? They're never going to speak English.
Intelligent life, I reckon.
Yeah.
I guess what is intelligent life?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't say, we've discovered aliens if you see a fucking snail on the moon.
Yeah.
But if you see something that's like a functioning thing.
Conscious.
Yeah, like a conscious
being.
Functioning being.
Whatever form.
That's out there. Then I would say, I would conclude, yes, we have aliens right now.
So.
But, yeah, go on.
No, go on.
Do I believe in them? That it's just... It's unfathomable to think they're not out there somewhere. But how unique is Earth? How, like, is this... Do we really just get that lucky, man?
I don't know, yeah. Like, one of the counter arguments is always like, if there's aliens, why have we never made contact, and why is there no actual credible proof? Like, there's these videos of like fighter jets tracking like these crazy quick objects in the sky, and there's stuff like that, but never any proof of like an actual conscious life form. But it comes back to the reason that, for me, it comes back to the same reason why there probably is the size of the universe. Why is it so like likely that they would have came to Earth, or we would have found them? Because it's such a big, vast space. It's probable that there is, because of how big it is, and it seems to make sense that we haven't seen them because it is so big. Yeah,
exactly. Like, even just look at the fact that we haven't found anyone.
Yeah.
So how do we know there's not someone else who hasn't found anyone?
Exactly, yeah.
Just another place.
Have you watched
Going through this theory?
Yeah. On a podcast.
Called
Clubhouse. Have you seen the Bob Lazar Rogan episode?
I've seen bits of that. That's the guy who says he saw something.
Well, he worked in Area 51, and they said they were reverse engineering alien spacecrafts. So basically, he was like this crazy guy. He built like a rocket car and put it in a magazine. He put this big rocket engine on the back of his car or something. Then he got hired or scouted to go and work at Area 51. And he said they had like, I can't remember the exact numbers, I think it's like 4 or 5 different alien spacecrafts that they were trying to reverse engineer to understand the technology. And he's told the same story now for like however many years.
He's stuck to it.
It's always the same. Because that's one thing they say about people that are lying or fabricating their stories, is that usually the facts kind of change over the years, or something will be slightly different when they tell it this time. Whereas supposedly every time he's told this story, it's always the same.
He's not enough.
I know, this is it. Like, you need credible proof, don't you?
So, yeah. So, off the back of Bob Lazar, there's a lady, I should say, called Annie something, who's been on Rogan a lot. I'm going to check her name while I'm talking to you. And she was saying that she had worked with a man who'd worked in Area 51 for her whole life, who wanted to kind of stay unknown, who died recently, and she might tell his whole story. But he gave her a tell-all of what it was really about, of the aliens. And it said after World War II, when, you know, there's a race to do everything between, like, Russia and all these other countries. Annie Jacobsen. Yeah, Annie Jacobsen.
I have to check it out.
The video is called... I can't see. But it's basically saying that they fabricated the fact there was aliens to catalyze, like, some sort of event. And what they were doing is they were surgically, like, genetically altering
People.
Don't laugh. Disabled people and Down syndromes to look like aliens. And then leaving them in certain places and just, like, I don't know, I have not watched her enough to be able to recite what she was saying, but it just sounds crazy. And Joe Rogan's like, this guy could have been full of shit. And she's like, nah, he wasn't.
See, that's where I get a bit like, oh, God. Because it's like, that's word of mouth. And that sounds to me like a crazy conspiracy. Like, what would be the motivation to do that?
Propaganda.
For aliens?
I don't know.
To prove the existence of aliens?
I don't know.
And, like, who's signing off on that? And then who's doing the surgery? And how are they sleeping at night?
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly.
what I mean? It's like, it's the same fight. They say that about 9/11. It's like, whether or not it's a conspiracy, I don't know. But they say, like, if it was, you'd have had to have, like, 2,000-3,000 Americans who were on board with it and never told.
What, you talk about the ones that died?
No, sorry, not the ones that died. Like, in order to facilitate it and to set it up,
Execute
to put the bombs in, army people, sort of like whatever it is, actors and everything, there's got to be like 2,000 people involved to orchestrate it.
So theoretically, 2,000 narcissistic psychopaths
We're
to
on
an
board.
element we could never even comprehend.
Exactly, we're on board with that. And like, when I hear stuff like that, that's the first thing my mind goes to. Like, who are the doctors that are doing the surgery? Who's driving the cars to drop these people in the middle of nowhere, knowing what's just happened? And
Yeah, but that is because you're a good human being, Ben.
Yeah,
Like, look at
people that there's not. Yeah.
Right now in life, would something like Auschwitz not be incomprehensible?
Yeah.
The executioners of
That's
that.
a very good point.
The implementers of that.
And there was a lot of people that built Auschwitz, built the chambers,
Built the
supplied the
chambers,
energy, supplied the gas.
Killed masses of people on command.
It's a very good point, mate.
So it's food for thought. that
Yeah.
ju-
No, I get that's a good point.
So
Actually.
they do exist, man.
I'd like to think aliens are real.
I'd love it. Wouldn't it just spice up the year?
Spice up the
Just a little
year.
visit. Just a little visit, guys.
Finish off 2022 with a bang.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Especially if something mental happens. They come down War of the World style.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
I'd love that. Because we can't just have these little glimpses anymore. Oh, here's a grainy fucking
We need
footage on a fucking Nokia 3310 of a UFO I caught from 700 miles away while I was cleaning my window.
That's it. And given the cameras today, we always bang on about the quality of this camera. Like,
yeah.
you can there's never like a clear comes into shot, stays for a second. It's clearly not a plane. It's clearly not something.
No.
It's no doubt it's an alien spaceship.
Yeah, no doubt it's an alien.
Just don't have that.
Hasn't been fucking messed about with. That's why the police want people committing crimes. That's why they don't update their CCTV.
What?
It's a money making. So all the
game.
CCTV footage of anything bad that's ever happened, assaults,
Grainy.
town assaults, grainy as fuck, mate. It's probably not even grainy. They probably make it grainy and show it to everyone grainy.
Yeah.
Nah, I just made that up. I was just sitting on.
There's I can't remember how long ago this was, but there's now a camera. They have cameras that have face recognition now, so they track you. They know where you are, when you are, where you are, when.
So listen to this one saying that. My dad, obviously, when he left Jersey, he moved to China 2008. He stayed in China for about 12 years. So he just left about a year or 2 years ago. he said that the government and the facial recognition stuff they're using in China, I think that's why he bounced. He said it's going crazy. So he said you could be crossing the road, right? Jaywalk by accident, which is...
And they'll follow up.
Jaywalk by accident, which is where, you know, you cross the road on a green light you shouldn't have crossed. You get home, you get an email that says you've been fined £60. You were seen at 17, 15.
And here's the footage.
Wow.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's bad. It's good. You can't govern people to that extent. You don't need to. There's higher agenda if you think you need to watch people that closely.
Have you read 1984? Is it 1984?
Yeah, I've read it. I read it last year. I thought it was classed. George Orwell. It's George Orwell?
Yeah, George Orwell.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's like, but then what if there's a horrific crime, and because they had facial recognition, they could stop another horrific crime happening? Because think about the time it takes for detectives to identify the criminal. So let's say this technology was designed with good intentions to instantly identify a criminal and then be able to find a criminal.
Then it's good in that sense.
But
I think it'll be a fucking cold day in hell when if you give people power to be able to do those sort of things, they won't abuse it. That's all they use it for. I was watching this documentary again on China today, and on the subject of what we've been speaking about, the facial recognition and that, they use like jaywalking, or they'll know you're in a shop and they'll know how much meat you've bought, and they'll know what sort of carbon footprint you're leaving behind, and they want people to stop that. So you have a credit score now, so that credit score is affected in a positive or negative way. But then who's to say what's negative? You know, a carbon footprint should not dictate how you're going to be looked at by the rest of society. So they lower your credit score. Yeah. Depending on what you're doing, like that, they went to protest this the other day. They knew everyone who was going to be at the protest through however sort of thing, so they blocked all their debit cards, so none of them could get on any public transport or anything to get to the protest, and that's how they stopped it. And if your parents don't have a good enough credit score, you're not allowed to go to certain schools, and it will dictate
like a social credit score.
The worst score, like a social credit score. So inevitably, if you're not living this pristine life that you might not even agree with, because like we said, who's to say what's right and wrong? When it's toothpicked like that, there's things that are obvious, you know, don't go raping people, don't fucking cause mass genocide, don't, if I smash someone in the head with a brick, that's bad, right? Yeah. Whatever, silly examples, but when you're saying what you're getting in the supermarket, that's too much meat.
Too far.
That's, you left your lights on all day when you were at home. Another one. Are you driving to work or are you walking? If you're driving your car all the time, that affects your
score.
And I mean, that you can look at it from like an environmental health perspective to say, but we're saving the earth, or we're doing this to save the planet. But I think that's another reason why they want to do like just a one digital currency that everyone uses. There's no more cash, no more notes, no more transactions. All your transactions will be
able to be tracked.
They'll know everything. What sort of life is it if you're big brother to that sense? It's totalitarianism to like a degree that's just never been seen before. And they've started to implement that in places in the world like China, and they reckon it's going to quite rapidly spread to the West.
Where do you think it's designed with good intentions?
No, I don't think it's designed with good intentions, because I think if you sift through it to the top, these systems that they would be using, I'm talking the software, the hardware, the plans, the blueprints, the professionals you would have to speak to, you know, they get paid. Right, so someone somewhere is making cash you couldn't even think of the numbers that they're getting. So I don't think it's being made with good intent in that, because there'll be people that are being rich. And
I don't think that's a lot of positive...
Well, it's a reason, though. It's a rationale to...
100%, but I don't think money is a determining factor on whether it was designed for good intention. If you think about pharmaceutical companies designing cures, they're not doing that out of goodwill.
They're not doing that out of goodwill at all.
If they can cure a disease, they make a lot of money. The COVID vaccine, whatever you want to say about it.
Well, if they cure a disease, they stop making money because the disease is being cured.
Yeah, well, there's two ways to look at it.
So,
you're right.
Let's act like we can't cure it. Treatment, exactly.
There's treatment, but like there is vaccines or there is cures for diseases that have made people a lot of money.
Well, look at the C word. What we just went through the last 2 years with this illness virus. Don't know what you can and can't say anymore with that fucking thing on these things. But my point being that so much money was made off a vaccine that theoretically doesn't do anything. Most vaccines can stop you from catching something, right? And that's not me. I'm not conspiracy theory. I'm just being fucking factual and obvious. A lot of vaccines, once you take, you cannot catch that thing anymore, or it's extremely rare. But this one didn't. It just seemed like it was a vaccine that didn't do anything.
I think.
I'll take that back.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it didn't do anything because that's just uneducated and naive. It helped people a lot.
Yeah, I think it did, and again, it just comes back.
It wasn't a vaccine. I wouldn't call that a vaccination. That's not a vaccine.
Yeah. Did you watch the Lex Friedman podcast with the CEO of Pfizer?
No.
You should watch it.
That would be good.
It's really good, and it kind of made me kind of change my... Not really I had a view on it anyway, but it's like... He talks about how they were able to get it out so quickly. He talks about some of the problems with like pharmaceutical companies that have come up in the past. Like Pfizer's been fined hundreds and hundreds of millions for malpractice or misinformation in ads and stuff like that, I think. But he just talks about the whole process in like pharmaceutical companies. And obviously Lex Friedman's quite good at getting to like...
That's what I was going to ask. Does he ask the questions you would want him to ask?
He asks the good questions and like how was it able to get out so quickly? The how good of a vaccine is it and stuff like that. But yeah, I know when we talk about all this talk like about the technology and the tracking, like I don't know if I'm just naive, but I always like to think it's designed with good intentions. And I don't think the fact that it may have been designed to make money automatically makes it bad.
No, it doesn't automatically make it bad. I agree. I think it gives it rationale as to why to push it to masses. The more people involved. With something like this, it's trial and error. You got a community somewhere living out in the sticks and their government want to say, we want to trial this. And you'd let everyone know, right? And you say, look, this is what we're going to do for the next 5 years. We're going to correlate all the research, give the results back to the people that want to throw this out, right? And we'll go from there. Right, it didn't work, it worked, whatever. It was great, stopped crime rates
went down,
plummeted, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we'll send that out now. That's how you should do it if you have good intentions, I think. What the fuck is the rush, right? But to just say to your citizens, here you go. Well, no, not even fucking here you go. This is law.
Yeah,
this is the new
choice,
law.
Right.
No choice. Then that's different, man. That's a completely different... That's rape.
No, I get it, man. It's just like, like with the AI face tracking technology, I bet there's so many benefits of that, of having that type of technology. I bet there's there's a lot of positives, but because it's such a powerful technology, there's the high probability that it could be misused by the people that control it.
There's stuff that's like attractive about it. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to have, this sounds stupid, my house keys, my passport, everything on my phone, mate. Do you know how many times I fucking lose my key a week, my debit card a week?
You can do that now.
You can put your passport on your phone.
Not your passport, your keys. So you can get a lock.
Your house keys.
You can get a lock, a digital lock that you get. You know when you do your wallet on your phone.
Yeah.
house key.
See what I mean?
And you can send people a key. So like, say you got someone going around to the
people
electrician.
a key. No, that sounds like you're asking to get
No,
robbed.
but it's a temporary key. So you
fucking
got an electrician.
come home and there's a fucking random family living in your house.
No, but like an
we
electrician's
live
going
here
around
now.
to do a bit of work or whatever. You can give him a day pass. He can go in your house, do his bits. So you don't have to be or leave a fucking key under the rock or whatever.
See, that makes sense. Yeah, there's safety in that, I guess, but there's also not safety in that.
Yeah. If your phone's got no battery.
If your phone's got no battery, yeah. If you airdrop it to the wrong cunt, a mastermind criminal.
You can change it, eh?
Takes little boys
you
around
change
to
the
your gaff.
pass. You know, when you lose your work fob, you get a new one and that they can like refresh it so the fob doesn't work anymore. But yeah, I'm going to get one here, I think.
I'm going to rob your gaff. We talk about it on the pod.
Yeah. You come in the next week with a laptop and that.
All the podcast gear's gone and I've set it up at mine and uploaded a video.
Did you get the computer set up?
No, I want to. I really want to.
I can pop round and give you a hand.
Yeah. I know I'd piss myself off if I plug it in. I can't do it. But yeah, want to start recording a little bit. Just get something down. I want to check out GarageBand and that.
Start recording. You should take one of the mics.
Yeah, I think you might put one in the bag.
Did I put one in?
I'll have to double check. I haven't taken it out yet. It's just like December now, isn't it? I've been doing Christmas shopping by the fucking load. And
Oh, I love it. Meg's she loves Christmas. So she's on it. From like November, she started getting everyone's gifts, presents sorted, plans sorted, wrapping she'll sort out. Are you into Christmas? Was it a big thing in your house growing up?
Nah.
Same.
It was never a big thing. My mum and dad done like the generic, we'll pretend Santa's pop round, we'll leave a fucking cookie that's 8:30 on the floor.
Yeah, when we were younger, but then like when we got a little bit older, it kind of just wasn't a big thing.
It wasn't a big thing. I think it's better, more worthwhile sort of season if the bigger and more orientated family you have, like family orientated group you have, do you know what I mean? Like it looks fucking well fun to go around to Aunt Jane's and fucking have like 10, 15 of you playing board games and drinking and having a laugh, taking the piss out of, your uncle who's pissed himself on the couch or whatever, like that all looks fun. But when you've got like 3 people in your family, do you know what I mean? It's just like what we meant to do. It's good. I'll sit down for the night and have dinner with you and have a laugh.
This is actually something I've been thinking about. Should I try and celebrate occasions more? In that birthdays, Christmases, it's like we talked about this the other week, little achievements in that. So like when I started going out with Megan, one thing I noticed straight away was that her family would celebrate occasions a lot more. Birthdays, they would decorate the whole house for whoever birthday it was. They'd all wake up early that day, go in there. Christmas, they always spent together. If Meg passed an exam, they'd all get her flowers and a card to say, well done. When she passed her driving exam, they got her a bottle of champagne and like they'd celebrate occasions. Yeah,
no, that's beautiful.
Isn't
I'm not
it?
even joking.
And I think that's something I would want to do more. I want to do that more and like try and do that more with my family and be the instigator, because it's like it's not just down to like my mum and sister, my dad to do it. I can do it. Now we're adults. There's no reason why I can't do it.
Precisely.
It's definitely something I thought about, and I was like, it's a nice.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like we ponder on the same things. It goes through my head like it's similar. Is that growing up, like in my household, it was just like say me and my mum and my brother. Once my dad had left, and even when he was there, to be honest, we all like lived individual lives under the same roof. Yeah. And as I got older, I resented that, man, because I seen the fun in having families that were close and stuff like that. So now, obviously, I'm with Mia, and Mia's got like a massive extended family. Big family. They go out for meals like every 2 weeks. They take me every time, and there's it can get up to like 20 people around a table, and it was something I feel like I manifested that a bit, because I used to think about like having that all the time, and it used to be so attractive to me. I used to love it. I used to think, man, I used to think is see when I'm older and I got kids,
I'm gonna make it like that.
I'm gonna make it huge, mate. My gaff's gonna be full with people all the time. We're really there's gonna be loads of us. That's what I wanted. I wanted loads of us. I never had that growing up, and I felt that sort of absence. Do you know what I mean? That absence actually like weighed heavy on me to a degree because I was just so fucking bored all the time. I was like, this is how life should be. It's just boring, man. Just in this house all the time, just bored out my head, mate, trying to fucking entertain myself. I don't speak to no one. It's fucking shit. But yeah, anyway, and like we used to celebrating stuff, mate. It goes hand in hand with all of that. That's when you come together,
Getting
man. That's
people
when
together.
I think that's what life is, mate. That's when you're old, man, and you look back and you're gonna be like, what did I enjoy?
Social.
What am I grateful for? Yes.
Your relationships.
Social interactions are so important. And with the people that you love, man. The people that you'd fucking die for.
You have to like put effort into it though. And I feel like I haven't been very good at that. Especially the last few years, I've kind of been like a bit of a recluse in that. Not like a bad way, I still see people in that, but like I've just been focusing on different things and not paying any attention to that. Like I'm quite bad with my family in that I wouldn't. Megan will plan stuff with my family because she knows it's important. Whereas if it was down to me, it's not that I purposely say I don't want to. I just wouldn't think to, if you know what I mean. Whereas I feel like as I am an adult now and I'm a man now, it should be more of a priority for me than it is.
Yes, it should definitely be more of a priority. I think when you're younger, you don't appreciate like the importance of it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. And when I say I know it's boring in the gaff, like I had a part to play in that as well. Wanting to keep myself to myself. As well did everyone else. And my mum loves soaps, so she just watches soaps all the time. I'd fucking hate that. EastEnders, that bored the shit out of me. But as you get a bit older, and you see people getting older. The people that are old, you get older. You know, the generation above, grandparents, even parents. The naivety of being young is you just think time lasts forever. The exposure of growing up lets you know that ain't true.
Yeah.
And that's when you realise, that's why that, like what me and you are talking about right now, is a little bit more important as you age, because you see that I ain't going to always have the chance.
100%.
There'll come a time where I'd wished we could do this and I will not be able to with this person or that person or that person, right? And that's why you sort of edge more towards the importance of it, because it's clearer now.
It comes with age, do you think? It just
comes with age and maturity, yeah. Comes with age. It's so much more obvious as you get a bit older.
There was a video of this guy. He does like interviews with people on the street, like random. He was doing this series where he speaks about, he asks old people what it's like to be their age. He talks to this 64-year-old and he's just like, so what's it like to be 64? And he says, I'll give you an answer. I can't remember what he says, I'll give you a good answer or something. Like, do you really want to know what it's like? And he goes, well, firstly, I just wake up in the morning and I feel like I've played American football the day before. I'm just sore and I don't know why. And then he says, I go into the bathroom for a wee and I look in the mirror and I get a fright because I forgot that I'm now old. He's like, I'm the same mentally that I was when I was younger, but I look in the mirror and I don't recognise the person I am. I was like, fuck. I was like, holy shit. And I think my dad said that to me before as well. He's like, you just, as you get older, you look in the mirror and you just don't recognise yourself.
Yeah, my granddad said the exact same thing. I went to take a photo of me and him once on my phone like that. He said, I don't want to see myself like that. So he said, literally, I don't want to see myself like that. So you've looked like that for me for 20 years, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Brutal, isn't it?
But you forget, man.
Yeah. Talking of getting old, you're looking forward to being 30.
Oh, yeah. I dropped that in before, didn't I, early?
I'm intrigued.
I'm looking forward to being 30. I'm welcoming in it with open arms. It's 2 years, by the way. I'm not like 30 now. The reason being is, I think, definitely. The 20s, well, that's your third go at a decade, isn't it? Your 20s, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, right? Your third go at a decade. I know for a fact my 20s has been the hardest. It's easily been the hardest time of my life, like it probably is for most people, to be honest with you. But because of the stuff I've been through, the routes I've taken, and especially in my late 20s, last few years, like the self-development I've gone through, my ability to learn, adapt, evolve, man, and mature. What I'm saying, and the early 20s, so fucking hitting rock bottom, seeing like a drug and alcohol counsellor, ending up in hospital the amount of times I was going through so much to like depression, anxiety, counselling, blah, 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 whatever was like fucking my vices, whatever was eating me up. I feel like it's all said and done, man. And I feel like I've grown from that to the point where I know how to never go into those waters again. I know now, like I'm wise enough to be like, right, I'm not going to get a bad drinking habit. I'm not going to get a bad drug habit again. I just couldn't go down that road. If something came up and there was like a little incentive to start heading down there, I know how to nip it in the bud. I feel like my rock bottom's been and gone. So while I'm looking forward to my 30s, because I feel like I've got a new lease of life.
Almost like a second go at it.
A second go, man. A second go to the point where I'm going to fool those years with things that I just can't wait to do, things that I missed out on. Yeah, you know what I mean? Whether that be traveling, whether it be a family, whether it be traveling with a family. Mate, I'm not going to just traditionally be like, right, wife, kids, gaff, nothing. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be like that. I was speaking to Mia about this. I was like, even if, you know, something happens and we have a child earlier than we want to, I'll take that child out of school and I'll take her away from me. If I do qualify in my counselling course, if I finish the diploma and I work in a school, that's me and you every year. We got 7 weeks off in the summer. We could still see the world and with a kid or anything. Like, and eradicating drugs out of my life completely, phasing alcohol out. Like my alcohol intake's been minimal this year, maybe for the last year. Obviously, you've had off days or whatever, but I'm saying without those things, I have a much clearer head. I've weighed more like this year I put on 10 kilograms. Never done that in my life, mate. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I went from 55 kg, which is not a good weight to be at 27, is it? That's a bad weight to be at 55 kilograms at 27, like. And then now I'm 65. Nice. So I feel good. Do you know what I mean? I'll never go back to being that skinny again, and my head will never go to those places again, unless something fucking tragic happens. But even then, I think I've learned to the point where I'm like,
to be able to deal with it. Yeah,
is depression knocking on my door? Is anxiety knocking on my door? Right, let me speak to it for 5 minutes, and then we're getting rid of it. It will have an inability to consume me. So I know that all sounds fucking dark and extreme to a degree. But I know that I've learned, man. I've turned over a new page.
It's nice to be excited about the next chapter, rather than.
And I really am.
I feel like a lot of people see 30 as like a negative. Yeah. Like your 20s are over. Now it's like have kids, have a career, get a house.
Yeah, man. I know. I just feel great about it because once you've you've been through it. Once you grow and you learn how to be on your own to the point where you enjoy it. You know, being goaded to come out and like drink or do stuff you not really want to do. You know, like peer pressure and stuff like that. How many times growing up do you think, I don't want to go out this weekend, my head's a bit fried, I've been hitting it hard, I'm going to chill out. Oi, Josh, come out. Oh, fuck it, man, I'll go out, man. That wasn't good for me, I didn't do it. Same for you, I wish I actually stayed in. But now I'm like, you have more confidence in yourself to the point where like, nah, bro, I'm not, that's it, man.
I think you become a lot more like, not self-aware, but you know yourself better, don't you?
Know yourself better.
With age, you kind of know yourself better.
You know yourself better.
And you become less worried about what people think. And I've heard adults say that before, and I was just like, something an adult says, but like the last few years, isn't it? You just become... You care less about what people think, which gives you a freedom then to live the life that you want to.
That you want to live.
And have no kind of... not reservations about it, but you know, yeah, and
I think once you like worked yourself out a bit and everything's calm, once you get to this place where everything's calm, you can really start to think, what is life to me? What do I want to do? What are my goals? You know, like in the last year or two since I've been really chilling out, I'd say the last 6 months actually, to be more specific, my desire to like go see places in the world has grown immensely. Well, I knew if I was drinking every weekend and hungover all week, every week, I still really wouldn't give a shit about where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? I'd just be happy doing that, which is fair. I like to the people that are doing that. If you're happy doing what you're doing, then there's no issue. There's no
enjoy
problem.
it. If you're happy doing what you're doing, then enjoy it. It's when you're not.
But I've like woke up in other areas of my life. Like, what did I miss out on growing up? What do I really like? What do I really enjoy? What are my passions? Oh, let me go down that road. I'm not hungover today. I'm not tired today. my head's not in the clouds today. So instead of that little blimp of like, I might think this thought on a Monday, I've been thinking this now for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more powerful, and it's like something I might even follow through with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I'm looking forward to being 30, man, because I feel like I've got exhaust like every fucking bad thing that's ever happened to me, like self. What do you do? What's that word when you do it to yourself?
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted or not, I feel like it's done. We're past it. Got a new sense of life, and really, man, I can just look forward to everything now.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting, yeah. What about you? Are you looking forward to being 30, or you feel like you wish it was
I can't wait. So, like, for me, I've been, like, since I was 21, I made a conscious decision that I was going to sacrifice my 20s to build, like, the life that I wanted. So, me and Megan, we've never been travelling. We've been on city breaks, but we've never taken any long holidays. We've always been saving. Bought a house, then we wanted to get a bigger house, then we wanted to try and get a flat. So it was like we made a conscious decision we were going to sacrifice our 20s to do all that. And then when we hit 30, we were going to enjoy ourselves. Well, when I hit 30, Megan will be 27 or 28. A couple of years before we have kids, we're going to enjoy the output of our what am I trying to say? The fruits of our sacrifice, if you know what I mean. So we've worked a lot. We've got the house now. We've got the flat. By the time we're 30, this house will be fully renovated. We'll be done. And then we're going to just take a year or two out and just enjoy ourselves. And then when I said when I get to 30, a lot of my focus has been how to make money, or how to make more money, or how to build the life around kind of financial freedom. But when I'm 30, I want to do more things that make me happy, not for the pursuit of money. So I can't wait, mate.
So you feel like the first half of those goals have nearly been achieved, and it's on to the second half of goals, which are going to be more pleasurable. I've done a lot of things in my 20s for not the wrong reasons, because I think what we've done in our 20s will pay off in the long run. But it's always been to achieve like a certain level of financial freedom. And in order to do that, you've had to do things that like maybe you wouldn't normally have done. In that I was quite creative when I was younger. I always thought I was going to do something different. I always thought I was going to do something creative in terms of job-wise, or build something on my own. And then I got to 21, it hadn't happened yet. So I was like, right, buckle down now, get a job in finance. Don't get me wrong, I love my job in finance, and it's done me like so well in that a lot of what I've got now is a result of that. But if I look back to when I was younger, it's not something, I would have said that I was going to do. So yeah, a lot of the motivation has been money, which when I hit 30 I'm going to put that behind me, and a lot of it will be I'll pursue things that I love and enjoy to do that add value to my life. So, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, good man. Yeah, it's a good head to have on your shoulders.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I've been 30 since I was like 21, mate. Like, I stopped drinking. I don't really go out. Always lived like quite a
tamed sort of lifestyle.
Tamed lifestyle.
You reeled it in nice and early.
I did, yeah. Even when we were younger and that, like I was drinking every weekend, but I wasn't out on the 3-day benders and that. I was never like that sort of. But yeah, no, I can't wait, mate.
Starts to have a panic attack. PTSD, like. Yeah, and even to look at it from like another perspective is that we've realised all of this at an age which is completely fine.
Yeah.
Not too late at all. Quite in the grand scheme, if you want to compare your life to somebody else's, maybe earlier, maybe right on time, too late compared to others who would have done this whatever years ago, whatever. But like, I think if you spoke to an adult, sorry, that's obviously us. You spoke to like someone in their 50s, 60s, they would still say you're a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but I also said this to Megan. I was like, oh, damn, I wish I started video making earlier on YouTube earlier, because I genuinely really enjoying it. Wish I started podcasting earlier. And I wish when I was 18 I actually focused on something like that instead. And then I was like, we were chatting through it, and she's like, yeah, but you were so different back then. And it's like, today I'm the type of person, I wasn't like that back then. I had no work ethic, no drive. I was lazy. I didn't like learning new things. I wasn't the type of person that could just go and do these things. It was only after going through the last 5, 6, 7 years, having a real job, working hard at stuff, seeing progress, so then wanting to do more, that I learned that about myself, and learned that like I can learn new skills, and I do have a good work ethic and stuff like that. So it's like, the timing wise, it's like sometimes it's just the way it is. You have to go through certain things. Like if I'd have tried to do it back then, it probably would never have happened, because I was lazy. I had no kind of work ethic. It wouldn't have gone anywhere. Whereas now that I'm a different person and I've become that type of person, I have a much more a much better chance of doing well at something that I love, because I have those skills that I've learned from doing something that maybe I never thought I would do. So yeah.
Precisely, man. Your path paves the way for
Yeah.
who you are today. It absolutely morphs you into who you inevitably become. Like, the majority of things you go through, good or bad, like as hippie as it sounds, it leads you to like the present time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really does.
Do you believe in like fate? And like it's almost predetermined?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think anything's predetermined. It's all choices. Choices from you, choices from other people. You can get luck, you can get coincidences. Fate, I don't know.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Like,
It is a tough one.
Was my path always going to be this way, you know? This is the way it had to go for me to get where I'm going to end up. Wherever that
or are
might
we
be.
just destined to like... Maybe the end's already been chosen and we're just riding out the fucking gameplay.
That's a scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you think you've came up with something new, nah, man.
It was always
that's what you were meant to be doing. Then you start to think,
free...
am I living in a Sims or what?
I don't see anything.
It's food for thought. Cool, that's an hour 48. Should we wrap that up? Anything else to say? What about highlight of the week? We missed our highlight of the week last time.
Highlight of the week?
We spoke about it a lot, so maybe it's
highlight
been talked about.
Highlight of the week is I failed a sub 3-hour marathon attempt this morning.
Not that you failed, that's your highlight.
That is my highlight, and this is my highlight.
But if you know him, that's just like the most bent quote ever.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors. Like I knew it was going to be my training camp hadn't been amazing.
Yeah.
I attempted it on a treadmill because it was too windy outside to be able to do it. I've been feeling a bit under the weather. But I still gave it a go. And like I know what I'll tweak the next time.
Okay.
In terms of my training, overthinking it a little bit, just keeping it simple. And I'll also give myself more time next time. I think I only gave myself 12 weeks. About 6 of those weeks were not my training. I got an ankle injury, so 2 of my weeks I was really managing that, where I wasn't able to do the mileage I wanted. And then a bit under the weather the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to give myself more time next time. Coming back to what you were saying before about not, managing the situation and the stress of it. I don't need to rush it and do it in 12 weeks. I've got plenty of time to run a sub 3-hour marathon. Got a lot else going on, so it was like a nice... usually if I had a failed attempt, I would have ate me up. I'd have been raging.
Really?
Yeah, raging, and I'd have probably tried again next week. Whereas like I'm a bit more at peace with it now. I just know it's back to the drawing board. Few tweaks in my training program, give myself more time, and I know I'll do it. So
you've absorbed the experience and you're using it to your advantage.
I don't see it as a failure. I just see it as a learning experience. Bit more thought into my training plan and giving myself more time because there's no rush as such. So yeah, it was a highlight of my week, definitely.
Good. That was today, wasn't it?
It was today, yeah. It was.
So, man, you must be feeling a bit tired as well.
No, not too bad. I mean, I got to about, I think, just under 22. And my heart rate was through the roof.
22 what?
Kilometers. Which is
Okay.
only halfway. And I had two options. I was like, I can go for a quick marathon just to see if I can get my PB. Or my heart rate was at like 195, I think. Don't know if it's elements of being on the treadmill, a bit under the weather, but there's no way I was getting through the rest at the pace I wanted. So I just called it early, recover now for a few days, and then get back into training rather than try and get a PB, because I know I can get a PB. So, yeah.
Cool, man. Well done.
Cheers,
Good
mate.
luck for next time as well.
Thank you.
Smash it. My highlight of the week. Don't know. I'd say it's like maybe going busking with a youth service and helping the kids, or getting a new tattoo, which I've been waiting for ages. But it's probably like this sushi I ate yesterday. Well, I was fucking starving, man. Me, I bought like 40 or 50 quid worth of sushi.
Where from? Bento?
Nah, Kaomo's a new place.
We nearly went there. It's class.
Sick.
I've had it. Yeah, me and Jodie and Matt went there with Megan.
So that's it. Eating sushi last night.
Did you get the chef's platter, just like a 50 piece?
Nah, it was a couple of, she done it as a couple of different things,
ones.
but yeah, it was fucking stunning. Ate it. I bought a new PlayStation game. I haven't played PlayStation game in like a. This is
I
actually
can't
funny.
remember
I'll
the
tell
last
you
time.
this. I'll finish with this actually. So I bought a PlayStation game because I was like, when I'm finishing work here, I'm like trying to learn more, and I just thought you never chill, man. And when me and Mia's watching TV and like I'm meant to watch TV with her, I can't. Not that I can't, I just feel so unsettled. I really don't like TV, so I thought, but you have to have something to unwind down, yeah. So I bought WWE on the PlayStation, yeah, and then last night, anyway, me and Mia are lying in bed. It's like 1 a.m. I go to start a new story mode, and you can create a superstar.
Right.
Which is basically like they give you like a mold of a body, and you
So
just
you can
start
design your character.
Can't design a character, mate. I was like, worked on his head for about 90 minutes. Yeah, I made the ugliest looking dude ever. Like one of his eyes was tiny, one was huge. His eyebrows are in different levels. You could even change the shape of his head. Like it was such an abnormality of like his jaw.
You got a picture, no?
Everything. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. I think I sent it to Sue. Because I was like, do you remember making people? I just made this guy. But anyway, so you can zoom in to see like, do I like this guy? And the ugliest dude in the world, big flat inch, whatever screen TV. I zoomed in and I said to her, "Oh, Mia, like, look at the screen." So I woke her up and I was like, "Wait, what's that on the screen?" sort of thing. So she like woke up out of her, she looked at the screen and she didn't scream or anything, but the confusion in her face. So she looked back at me. Looked back at the screen, yeah, like blinking, looked back at me, mate. She was so devastated. Let's see if I can get him. Yeah, look, there he is.
Class. We'll squish his features into. That's class.
Oh, mate, so. And then I had one game with him, got battered by Shawn Michaels and turned the PlayStation off. So there you go, that's a wrap.
It's a wrap.